$5 Games presents Styx, Master of Shadows. Not often the protagonist is a goblin assassin. The story begins with the protagonist being interrogated for being in a restricted area. Humans have made a contract with elves, in which the elves don't attack them and they get to harvest their egg-sacked life tree thing. Apparently the thoughts of all living things go through it, or something along those lines. And so when the protagonist died in it, he went crazy. As in, a disembodied voice talks to him, he has a constant headache, and can't remember things, making it rather convenient for tutorials and introducing characters. Unfortunately, this also caused me to not be sure if the characters were trying to be funny or if they purposefully made it seem like not a lot of effort was put into it. The world certainly is intriguing along with the visuals, but the protagonist's voice, I'll just let you listen. If it doesn't bother you, don't worry about it.
This might sound strange, but can you remind me how we met?
You're right, it does sound strange. You must have taken a nasty blow to the noggin. It's lucky we met, especially for you.
Well, I'll get nothing done standing around here. I'll get my dagger, and then it's off to work.
The protagonist's goal is to get to the heart of the tree, steal it for infinite power, and then to get out of there before somebody stops him. Which I'm not sure how they would, seeing that he'd have infinite power. Anyways, gameplay-wise, it's a stealth game. Enemies can't see you across the room if you're standing in darkness, but they can spot you a mile away if you're standing in the light. The goal is to get to the objective, but your character is not the best at combat. In combat, you just stand there and have to time parrying the enemy. After a while, the enemy gets thrown off balance and you can kill them. It's very similar to Punch-Out on the NES and does a fabulous job of incentivizing you to not get caught. And while we're on the topic of other games, it seems that the magic system is similar to Dishonored, as in your magic replenishes unless you rapidly use spells, or the spell is really strong. The spells I saw were turning everything orange to see interactable objects and hints, summoning a decoy which also can interact with objects, and flat out turning invisible. You can also find sand to throw out torches to extinguish them. Interestingly, in order to unlock doors and kill enemies silently, you have to hold still for a solid 5 seconds or so, which introduces an element of risk whenever you do them. However, one of the metal thingies which gives you extra experience requires you to not kill anyone, which is unfortunate because it's kind of fun to take everyone out. Experience points are used to upgrade spells and gain new abilities, like being able to kill enemies from above them. I think what holds this game back the most is actually Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, which came out 1 month before it, and there's a lot of overlap between the two games despite being made by 2 different studios. Overall, there are things I don't like about the game, and that's due to me disagreeing with its humor and other similar games simply having better features than this one. However, it's different, it's still fun, I didn't struggle with the controls, and I didn't struggle with the platforming. From a fair neutral standpoint, it's a fine game. Subscribe, I do 5 games each week until I get to 100 videos. That's a wrap for this game. Consider picking this game up instead of a jar of yellow liquid.